Welcome back to another episode of The Family Table. I got my phone out because this one's really, really special and I have to make sure that I nail this story. So, as I asked you prior, if you have a recipe or something that means a lot to you in your family, even if I can't come cook with you because of travel or whatever, give me the recipe. So my friend Mandy that I work with said you have to make my Grandma Bev's chicken and dumplings. So I said, why? Mandy, tell me the reason why Bev has the best chicken and dumplings. My friend Mandy says her Grandma Bev is the heart of their family. She has a heart of gold, but she will call you on your BS fast as hell. I already love her. So she married her husband at 18. They were shipped around the US because he was in the Air Force. By 24, she had 4 kids and they were dirt poor. He was diagnosed with MS 11 years and 11 months after he got out. She worked odd jobs to help make ends meet, cleaning apartments, ironing clothes, working in the rental office of where they lived. All of her kids will never tell you that they wanted for anything. We're just building Bev's character here. I could feel her living through me at this point. Anyone that's around her learned their work ethic from her. So about 35 years ago, Grandpa's MS progressed to the point where he needed to go into a nursing home. He passed from a combination of cancer and MS in 2002. Grandma Bev, God love her, went every Saturday and Sunday to see him. Absolutely amazing for that long. So, she worked full-time in accounting for almost 40 years after her kids were grown. And her house has always been the safe place in the family. I'm getting goosebumps. I think almost every one of her 11 grandkids had at some point lived with her. Or when we were a-hole 18-year-olds, she is the one that we came to and who set us right back on the right path. She was diagnosed with breast cancer 5 years ago and worked every day through radiation and still made Sunday dinner every single week. When she had to have an emergency surgery because of breast cancer, she still pulled off having 30 people at her house on Christmas Eve, many of which were her adopted grandchildren, because she just basically brought everyone from the neighborhood and all of her grandkids' kids into the fray. She served 30, even after having this emergency surgery. She's the guidepost to the family. She will nurse your broke heart or fix your soul while slapping you in the back of the head and telling you, I effing told you that was a bad idea. I've watched this woman take 2 hours every night to say her prayers because she prays for that many people. I think everyone in my family could think of a meal that she makes on a Sunday and a memory that they have associated with Sunday dinner at Nan's. This is turning into a love letter and I can't believe that it's making me cry a little bit, and we would be honored if you made my Grandma Bev's chicken and dumplings. She goes on to write this. I live with her now, meaning Mandy's living with her now. She's had a mastectomy, radiation, but she's cancer free. She's gonna be 81 this year, but she still acts like she's in her 60s. 3 months ago, my friend's mom, who she has never met, had a heart attack. I was putting a full roasted chicken, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy from scratch in their fridge a few hours later so they didn't need to eat hospital food or takeout, because food is a comfort thing for my grandma. And having something warm and homemade will always be a way to offer people comfort and support. So, Grandma Bev, Mandy gave me your recipe for your chicken and dumplings. I'm gonna try to do my best, but we have to honor you. We have to show the world Grandma Bev's chicken and dumplings. Much like everything in life, there is beauty in simplicity. When I read this recipe, number one, I knew it was gonna be delicious. Number two, I said everyone can do this in their own house. Everyone can be Grandma Bev. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna nail it, but based on the ingredients that I see, this is gonna be beautiful within its simplicity. So let's give it a quick run through. She says 4 or 5, 3 or 4, a couple different times within the recipe. We're gonna go with bone-in thighs, boneless breasts. So all this is just a very simple, just a quick, because you're gonna get a bunch of broth in here. This is just a quick salt and pepper on these breasts. And then she literally just says, throw these right into the pot. Okay? So the breasts and the thighs go right into the pot. All right, next step. Let's get this out of the way. She says, cut a whole onion and just make it messy. Which, by the way, I'm not a classically trained chef. I know like chop, dice, minced, julienne, right? I know some of the cool stuff that's out there. But it's so beautiful that Mandy described her way of cutting the onions, her grandma's way of cutting the onions, as messy. So we're gonna give it once in the middle, and I hope that that's perfectly messy enough for the family, and we're just gonna throw that right in. Now the next funny part that made me laugh out loud when she sent me the recipe was, we use baby carrots because we're lazy. Well, I can tell you from the story that you told me about your grandmother in our correspondence together, your family is anything but lazy, but she says they use 3/4 of a bag. Why 3/4? I have no idea. Why not just the whole bag? I have no idea, but that doesn't matter. We gotta stick true to Grandma Bev's recipe. The next thing that she says was salt, pepper, and celery seed until you think it's right. So have you ever seen a measurement that says until you think it's right? She then goes to say everyone in the family thinks it's about 2 tablespoons. So we're gonna go, that's 1 tablespoon, that's 2 tablespoons. It looks like a lot, but it's actually not. Then she says, just cover this with water. Let me give it a little settle in here. We'll just get it to nestle. So I would say that's rightfully covered with water. And now we're gonna simmer this for 5 to 6 hours, okay? About an hour into it, we're gonna just add some of this chicken broth as that water starts to go down. So the beginning is covering it with water, and then about after an hour, I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to shoot this or not, but we're gonna add this chicken broth, about 1 cup to 2 cups. And then at the end of the 6 hours, we're gonna make these dumplings right here from this Bisquick. This is what the family uses. We're gonna make these dumplings, pour them right into that boiling water. So we will see you in 6 hours. All right, so it's been 1 hour, and on my little instructions here, it says add 1/2 to 3/4 of a box of chicken broth. Doesn't say what size of box, but pretty sure it's this size of box. So this will be the first time. I haven't even looked at anything yet. So let's see. Okay, so the water's actually below the chicken. So when I put it in, it was to cover the chicken. Now it's actually below the chicken. My guess is we're gonna put some sodium in here and some more liquid, and that's gonna kind of cover this until we're ready to take it out. So it says 1/2 to 3/4. And we're a little bit more than half. That's exactly 3/4 right there. So let's bring this up to boil. Now the instructions say another about 3 or 4 hours. So we'll see you back here in 3 to 4. Okay, so we got all of the chicken out of the pot. I mean, as you can imagine, after just falling apart. So right now it says to look for all of the skin. I might fry that up and eat it, by the way, because why not use chicken skin? So I'm gonna pick through this chicken, make sure that it's nice and shredded, there's no bones in here. Then it's gonna go back into the sauce that we're making for another 2 hours. Then we're gonna make them dumplings, get them in there, a little bit of rice, and I'm ready to eat. This smells so good. So here we go. We got this beautiful juice just forming after all of those hours, and this just goes back in here. Now, she says 2 more hours. Just like this, 2 more hours. So let's see. I mean, I would just eat that right now because I'm starving, but we gotta stay true to the game. We gotta stay true to Grandma Bev. 2 more hours, right back here. We're gonna make some dumplings to get into that juice. Time to make the dumplings and put them in. So, Bisquick. There is a biscuit recipe on the back. Now, these are dumplings, so I don't know what the difference is, but she said follow the biscuit thing on the back. 2 1/4 cups original Bisquick baking mix, 2/3 of a cup of milk until it gets to like a medium paste. So I'm gonna put just under the 2/3 just to see. And I'm just gonna use a fork to kind of mess with this. Now I got a spoon, as you can see right here. She said then we gotta spoon them on top and let them cook for 12 to 15 minutes. She probably does it with her hand, and that's what, that's probably the right way to do it. And she's probably gonna scoff me for this. She's gonna scoff me and go, what is he doing with a fork? But this is the way that I'm gonna do it. She was not specific when she said what to do. I would call that a medium paste. Rob, would you call that a medium paste? That's a medium paste. Okay, all right. Let's get realigned because now we need some lights because it's later on in the day. Let's get realigned and see if I know how to spoon a medium paste on top of the chicken. Okay, spoon. Is that a dumpling? I don't know. Let's see. Gravity. On top. In. I don't know. I really don't, actually. I'm just going to use my other hand. She's probably also going to scoff at me because I'm using a glove. But I'm going to fill this entire top as much as I can with these dumplings. Then we're going to come back in 12 to 15 minutes and see what they look like. Probably about 14 minutes now. Oh my God. Can we just admire that for a second? It made the whole thing thicker. Wow. Okay, so the next step is you got to take these out. And then you build it from there. So you don't just, like rough them up. I got to be careful. Like some of them I made a little bit smaller. Maybe a couple little ones in there broke. I'm pretty sure that's probably just okay. But see, look, I thought this was going to just be like a big glob because of how many I put in there. It's just not, though. It's just beautiful, actually. Just little pillows sent from the heavens. Look at this, man. Just beautiful. I mean, man. With the carrots and the celery seeds and the chicken. Oh. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be that thick or thinner, but I mean, that's love language right there. Now look at these. Just little pillows of goodness. They're so light. I never knew that Biscuit did that. And then we just got some white rice to soak it all up. So let's do this. Let's just go with some white rice. It's a little bed. I don't know. She didn't say exactly how they build it. She just said put as much or as little of it as you want in there. And I just want a lot of it. So real healthy. Maybe just try to do a little stock in this one. More liquid than chicken. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then let's just go in with 3 of the pillows. Well, hell, let's do 4. Who are we joking here? What do we think's actually gonna happen here? There it is. Grandma Bev's chicken and dumplings over a nice bed of rice. I almost don't want to taste it because I hope I did it. I hope I did her proud. I hope I did this whole thing proud. I think the first thing that I'm gonna do is just a little bit of chicken with a little bit of rice and a carrot because I want to see the base, like that base built for so long and boiled with those chicken bones in there so long. I mean, the depth of flavor that I smell just is off the charts. I mean, I wish I could swear a lot. I just want to swear a lot because it's so effing good. Okay, how about dumpling and just like a little bit of chicken? Not too much rice in this bite because I want to taste the dumpling. You know, one of the things that Mandy sent me after she sent me the recipe was she actually called her dad and her aunt to talk about her grandma. And her dad and her aunt both said that Bev is the strongest person that they know. And the reason why they know what hard work is. And I can tell you from that right there that I just took 6 to 7 hours to make right there It's almost like I'm in their family. It's almost like I can feel their work ethic in what this is. It's phenomenal. So this is a really, really good one for Grandma Bev. I wish she was standing right here next to me. Maybe someday I'll meet her. But please watch the recipe, make the recipe. You could live through Grandma Bev. Anyone else in your family that you have a recipe for, drop a comment to me. Send me an Instagram message right here, South Chicago Chef. And I just want to thank Mandy, her Grandma Bev, everyone in her family that has ever eaten this chicken and dumplings. It is absolutely fantastic. What a segment, just by myself for the family table, living through their family. This is what it's all about. Until I see you again at the family table, keep on cooking.